Hello everyone, welcome to our video tutorial about creating queries. In today's video tutorial, we are going to work with a number of criteria so that we learn how we can create different queries. To follow this tutorial, you're going to open our database file we named workers wage, and if you don't have it, you can watch our previous tutorials to be guided on how to come up with the content that we have in this database. So in this tutorial, we are going to use this table known as November. So I will just click to open. So the information in this table is what will guide us to come up with the different queries that we are going to create. So when we have a look at this screen, we can see different kinds of information. So in our first example, we want to deal with this first field. So we want to extract only the names of individuals that begin with letter J. So to do that, we are going to click on the Create tab. From the Create tab, we shall use this option for Query Design. So when we click on the Query Design, we have this Show Table dialog box displayed for us. Since we want to work with this table named November, we are going to click to add this table on the design, as we can see it there. Then after, we close. So we now need to work with the fields that are contained in this table named November. So we have to add this field just below here. To do that, we shall enlarge this box first. So the first option we shall use a number of different options to add them here. So we can simply double click on the field name, then the field name will be inserted in this field option. So we click again on the first name, it will also be displayed. So as we are clicking, the field names are being displayed there. So we want to use this first name field to extract the names of individuals that begin with letter J. So to do that, we shall use the criteria area. So we click there. After, we shall type like. After typing like, we have to put quotation. Then we put letter J and we put star. Then we close the quotation. After closing the quotation, we now have to perform the action. So to perform this action, we shall go to this Run button. So we click on the Run button. So when you click on the Run button and look under this field for this first name, you can see that the names that begin with letter J are the only ones that are displayed. So that's how you can extract information about names of individuals that begin with a specific letter. So we have to go ahead and save this query. We can use this quick access tool bar. Then we shall call it letter J. Then we click on OK. So we have created one of the queries with a criteria that enabled us to come up with names of individuals that begin with letter J. So to close it, we can just click on that Close button. Still on this first name field, we want to again go ahead and extract the names of those individuals that do not contain letter M. For instance, if we see this name, there is no M, but here we see letter M. But we don't want to see these names which contain letter M. We want to see only names such as John, Joseph, Julius, Justin, Patience, Patrick. So those are the names which do not contain letter M. So to do that, we shall go to create, then we use our query design. Then this is the table we want to work with, so we click add, then we close. Then we have to add our fields. So the fields can also be added from here. We want ID, number, first name, last name, district, date of birth, wage, already paid, cleared, payee. Now we want specifically this field for first name to only display for us those individuals whose names do not contain letter M. So we shall click in this area for the criteria. Then we shall type not like. Then we open our quotation. Then we shall put star. Then we put M. We put again our star and put our closing quotation. Then now we have to go and perform our action by clicking on this run button. So when we click on run button and then we go under this field for first name, we shall see that only individuals whose names do not contain letter M have been displayed. So that's how we can create a query to display the names of individuals that do not contain a given letter. So we have to go ahead and give this one a name. So we shall click the save button and then we call it do not contain M, and then we click on OK, and we shall have all the queries that we are creating displayed from this navigation pane. Now we would like to work with this field for last name so that we can extract the names of individuals, for instance, individuals whose names end with letter A. So to do that, we shall go to create, then query design. Then from the query design, we have to work with this table November. So when this dialog box appears, you can even click, hold and put it up where you want it. So we want this table, then we shall click to add the table, then we close. Now this time round, let's select the names of these fields in another way. So we shall first of all enlarge this box, then we shall click on the first field, which is ID number. From our keyboard, we shall press on the shift key, then move our mouse piece up to the last field, which is pay as you earn. So we shall click on it while holding the shift key. After, we can release the shift key now. Then you will put your mouse piece somewhere, anywhere inside this selected area. Now we click, hold. Do not release the mouse button, then move. As you're moving, you can see a feature. Let's continue. Then we shall release the mouse button after pointing in this field area. So when we release the mouse button, we can see the field names inserted in the different areas. So we said we want to work with this field for last name. So we shall click in the criteria cell and we extract the names of individuals that end with letter A. So we shall type like, then we put our quotation. This time the star will come at the beginning because we are saying that ends with, so it comes at the beginning. then we shall put our letter A. It can be capital letter, it can be small letter. Then after, we close our quotation. After closing the quotation, we shall perform our action by clicking on the run button. So when we click on the run button, then we go under last name. We can see the individuals whose names contain letter A at the last point. So we have names that contain letter A at the end extracted for us, such as Mukisa, Chiyega, Maragara, and Nancha. So that's how you can extract the names of individuals that end with a given letter. The star has to come at the beginning. So to save it, we shall right click, then we click on save as, then we shall call it end with A, and then we click on OK. We can go ahead and we close that query. In our next example, we are going to work with this field for date of birth so that we extract the individuals who were born in 1981. We don't mind about the month and the dates, but so long as that individual was born in 1981. So to do that, we go to create, then query, design. Then this is the table we want, so we click add, then we close. In our next example, we are going to work with the date of birth field, and we would like to extract those records of individuals who were born in 1981. We are not going to mind whether the months and the days are different. So we want, so long as the individual is born in 1981, that individual should be displayed for us. To do that, we go to create, then we click on query design. Then this is the table we want to work with, so I'll click to add, then close. Then we can now add the fields. I'm going to click on the first field, then I press on the shift key, then I click on the last field. I release the shift key, then click, hold, and then insert my fields. Then we shall go under date of birth. I click below there. Since we want those individuals born in 1981, we shall write like, then we open our quotation. Then we shall put star at the beginning, because if we are to write the date of birth, you start maybe by the day, then month, then followed by the year lastly. So the year comes last. So that's why I put this star at the beginning, because the year is the last, ends with. So the date of birth ends with the year, which is 1981. After doing that, we have to go ahead and we close the quotation. Then we perform our action by clicking on the run button. Then when we go under the date of birth, we can see only individuals born in that year of 1981 have been returned. They have got different months and days, as we can see from the screen. So we shall continue and we save it and we call it 1981. Then click OK, and you have your query created. We can now close it. Then still in our next example, we want to extract some information using this field of date of birth. We want to extract the information for those individuals who were born before 2nd of February 1991. So we shall go to create, then query design. We add the table and close. Then after adding, we shall select our fields. You can now use any method that is easier for you. I press on Shift key, then select and move, then insert our fields. Then we shall go under date of birth. We said individuals born before 2nd of February 1991. Before, that means we shall use the less than symbol. Then we put our character hash for the date. Then we put our date. We say 1991, and then we close our date. Then we run. So when we click run, we shall have our results displayed for us. So you may see very many individuals, but when you go under the ID number field, you will see that some individuals are missing. For instance, 6, then 9. So we are missing 7, 8 field ID number field. So we have some records missing here, indicating that those individuals were not born before this time. So we have all these ones born before 1991. So we can go ahead and we save. We call it before 1991, and we click on OK. So if you want to get those individuals who were born after that year, then we shall first of all close, then we go create, then we say query design, we work with the table, we add, then close. Then we have to add our fields. Shift, select, then we insert. Then this time we want those ones born after. So we shall use the greater than symbol. Then we say, we put our date 1991. Then we close. Then let's perform our action by clicking on the run button. Now when we go under date of birth, you can see that these individuals were born after 1991, that is February 2nd. So here we have someone from that, but because of the day, that makes him, makes him to qualify to go after 1991 because of that day. For us, we said from 2nd February, but now we can see the dates are not the same. Now you can go ahead and save. We shall call it after 1991. We click on OK, and we have our query. So we can close this query. Lastly, let's look at another criteria. That one, we shall use this field for last name. This time around, we want the query to extract for us only individuals whose names contain 5 letters. Whose names contain 5 letters. And that should be done from this field for last name. So to do that, or to create that query, we shall go to create. Then from create, we use the query design. We add our table and then close. then we insert our fields. Click, press on the shift key, then select, and then we can insert our fields. We are working with this field for last name, so we shall click there. And we want to extract individuals' names that contain only 5 letters. So we shall type like, then we put our quotation. This time, to extract those individuals' names with 5 letters, we shall use question marks. So I will put question marks, and they should be 5, because we want those individuals whose names contain only 5 letters. So after putting, then we close that quotation, and then we click on run. When we click on run, then we go under last name. We shall see that there are 3 individuals whose names contain only 5 letters, as we can see. Now we can save our query. We call it 5 letters. 5 letters. Then click OK, and you have your query created. To close, we shall use this button, and to close this table, we shall also use that close button. Hope you found this video tutorial helpful to you. That's it for now. See you in our next tutorial.